Remax International just released a new study showing that 8 out of 10 home buyers are willing to make adjustments to their home search, which has major ramifications for people thinking about selling their home in 2024. I'm going to explain the most shocking of all the things on that survey next. And if you get some value out of this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and if you're considering a move, whether it's selling or buying, schedule a call with our amazing team in the link in the comments. So Remax just released this survey, and given everything going on in the marketplace, there is an overriding theme here that affordability is still a concern for a lot of home buyers. And what the survey says in a nutshell is that 80% of home buyers are willing to make a change in their strategy, whether it's looking for attached properties as opposed to detached single-family homes, borrowing money from a family member or a friend, getting gift money, purchasing all cash. These were all lower results on the survey. The highest percentage, 56% of respondents, are now willing to buy a home that needs some cosmetic work or might need infrastructure improvements, a fixer-upper, if you will. And 9 out of 10 of these home buyers have at least thought about making concessions or adjustments to their home search plan. So you can see that the market is catching up to buyers, and now they are much more open-minded about what kind of home they're going to purchase. The big takeaway here is that 56% are willing to consider a fixer-upper, and this is where sellers, in many cases, don't get the right advice from their agents. This is very shocking to me because we know what the cost of construction is now. That's going up. Inflation has really caused home improvements to cost a lot more than they did a few years ago. So when you see that 56% of people are ready to buy a fixer-upper or a home that needs work or cosmetic updates, here's what you should be thinking about as a seller. Number one, am I doing the right things to prep my home for the market and walk away with as much money as possible? There's a report out there called a cost versus value report from the National Association of Realtors, and what it says is that in the Northeast and in our market specifically, the greater Philadelphia area or the mid-Atlantic region, you can only expect to get roughly a 61% return on the dollar you spend to get your home sold. So some agents come in and they tell sellers to do all sorts of things. I don't see that being financially viable in a lot of ways. So you want to make sure you're getting the right advice, number one, and someone talking to you about what's going to make the most sense and where to stop when prepping the home for the market. One of the things we do differently at our team is we've got professional listing managers and stagers that will tell you exactly what to do to get the home ready. So that's the kind of advice I'd be looking for if I'm a seller. Number two, are you getting that professional guidance, right? So we know the first question is, are you over-investing? Because we see people putting kitchens that are brand new and then the kitchen gets ripped out because the buyer doesn't like it. Very real. Happens all the time. I've seen that happen in person many times. The second is, are you getting the right advice? And are they telling you the right things to do to get your home ready for the market? So what we have found, what our clients have found when they're prepping their properties is that paint can go a long way. Clean carpets, a deep clean throughout the house, freshening up the landscaping outside, making sure the flooring's in good shape. Those are things that have a high yield because they help the home sell quicker. They make it potentially a more competitive situation with more buyers looking at your home, and ultimately it's going to get you a better price and a better result. Now, when you start talking about making improvements, those things can be a little trickier, and that's really where the right advice comes in. So you've got, are you spending the right money? Are you getting the right advice? The third and final question here is, do you know what to do in terms of a prepping plan? Is someone coming in and telling you exactly what to do? Most agents, they're going to walk around, they're going to mention a couple things, leave it to you on their own, and they don't have a process and they don't have structure. So you want to make sure you're finding someone, especially on the listing side, or a team, or an organization, or whoever you're going to hire, that has this down to a science. Because this is not something every agent does. A lot of agents try to cut corners and cut costs. To me, when you're listing someone's biggest financial asset, what I'm clear on is you want to have the right group of people handling that sale. Because being a great salesperson and getting a great price for the home doesn't mean you're a great home stager. Being a great real estate agent doesn't mean you're a great photographer, or if you're taking photos on your iPhone. So you want to make sure you've got the right team behind you, getting you the best return on your asset. And especially right now, some home sellers, you might even be watching this right now at home, you might be thinking about doing something that doesn't need to get done. And the fact that over 50% of all the buyers out there, according to this Remax survey, are open-minded to looking at a home that needs some work. And they also include structural items as part of this survey response. So I have to get a new roof. The home needs a new septic system. Maybe there's a major repair that needs to get done. In some cases, buyers are okay doing that themselves if the price is accommodating, because they get to pick the contractor. Maybe they've got a contractor in the family. Maybe they know someone they really trust. They're going to be living there long term. So this is the stuff you want to be asking your agent during the interview process. And if you're not able to ask your agent that during the interview process, or they can't give you answers, that's where it's time to interview a second or third agent. This is the data that's critical listing agents understand, so they take the home to the market in the right manner, so they get you as a seller the best price and the best terms.